Hello, I'm Lewis Bear, and I'm going to present to you an exploration into the concept of health literacy and its related pros and cons when employed in a school-based health and physical education program. The concept of health literacy is relatively new, with its origins dating back to the last decade of the 20th century. Here in Australia, however, the health aspect of health and PE has slightly earlier origins. As early as the 1970s, teachers and researchers began to promote and encourage what is also referred to in literature as health-based PE, or health-related fitness, as an intervention for health-related issues. Health literacy was first conceptualized by Nutbeam, who observed the concept of literacy as discussed by Freebody and Luke in 1990 through a health-related lens. Health literacy is a consequence of health education and promotion resulting in increased empowerment and self-efficacy for individuals, giving people both the social and cognitive skills they need to make positive interventions to their individual determinants of health. Within Nutbeam's health literacy model, there are three dimensions, these being functional, interactive, and critical health literacy. These three dimensions imply a staged progression towards competency, in that functional health literacy must be achieved before interactive health literacy can be realized, with critical health literacy being predicated on this realization. Functional health literacy denotes one's basic ability to read and understand the transmission of health-related content. An example of this would be one's ability to read labeled instructions when taking medicine or engaging in health or medical interventions. Another example of the functional dimension of health literacy in the context of health and physical education would be teaching students about various health issues so as to spot the appearance of these issues in their own life. These lessons may include ways to avoid such issues, such as lessons on the importance of nutrition and exercise. The interactive level of health literacy involves more advanced cognitive and literacy abilities. Together with adequate social skills, interactive health literacy offers the ability to actively participate in everyday activities and extract useful information and meaning from differing forms of health communication, while applying this information to changing personal and social circumstances. The principal motivation for interactive health literacy in the health and physical education context is the promotion of self-help and the development of skills to both notice and ask questions about one's own health issues, while acknowledging personal knowledge gaps. This may involve open discussion on a range of health issues with focus on personal questions surrounding these issues. When looking at Nutbeam's conceptualization of health literacy, as the levels of health literacy increase, so too does an individual's personal and social determinants of empowerment. In the critical phase of health literacy, an individual gains the ability to critically evaluate health-related information, determine inequities in determinants of health and policy development, and make decisions based on these determinations and evaluations. This may take the form of technical advice to initiate community action. Sustained critical health literacy supports an individual's resilience and empowerment whilst also affording support and advocacy for the community in which they reside. As it relates to the curriculum of health and physical education, the current HPE curriculum notes that schools are a key setting for developing health-related knowledge and skills, and that health literacy need to be a core facet of the national curriculum. Nutbeam's staged progression of health literacy lines up with each substrand of the strand of professional, social, and community health outlined in the HPE curriculum. Although not explicitly divided into separate stages, substrand 1, being healthy, safe, and active, can be achieved through the functional stage. Substrand 2, communicating and interacting for health and well-being, achieved through the interactive stage. And substrand 3, contributing to healthy and active communities, achieved through the critical stage of health literacy. As one's progression to become health literate unfolds, so too does one's progression through the curriculum of health and physical education. When looking at the implementation and integration of health literacy in a school-based health and physical education program, there are some obvious benefits, but also some notable challenges. The main benefits of its implementation are to the students taking part in the programs. As previously stated, each dimension of health literacy is teaching students about basic health information, ways certain health issues can arise, along with prevention tactics. Increased communication skills relating to health issues also assists in fostering a sense of responsibility among students for their individual health and the health of their community. Improved decision making relating to physical activity, safety, food and nutrition, and their associated health benefits all allow for stable mental and physical well-being. It has been observed that students with better health literacy achieved increased health and educational outcomes. Increased confidence when accessing health information has also been observed in a study by McCurg, where the implementation of health literacy was seen to increase students independently accessing relevant health information on the internet. Students, it can then be assumed, would be able to critically evaluate and implement this information in their own life. Health literacy is also seen to be associated with enriched classroom learning outcomes, with students successfully linking content learnt to a real-life context, whilst also linking their own knowledge and ideas to the curriculum. Although there is no perceived adverse effects of teaching health and literacy in the HPE curriculum, limitations do arise in its implementation and integration in school-based programs. These challenges most notably relate to the professional training and development of teachers, their own educational and life experiences, and the resources and time available to successfully implicate health literacy into school-based programs. Fostering reputable relationships between students and schools has also been seen as a challenge, in that these relationships impact students' learning and health outcomes with relation to health literacy. I believe health illiteracy, due to these limitations, disproportionately impacts Indigenous populations within Australia, who maintain the lowest life expectancy of any group in Australia, with poor nutrition, mental and physical health being significant issues facing these Indigenous communities. The Australian National Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander Education Policy addresses continual and systemic problems relating to inequitable levels of literacy and participation. With all the noted benefits of health literacy, it can be seen as imperative to support and expand its implementation to school-based physical education programs at both a metropolitan and rural level within Australia. Thank you very much for watching.